Hello, 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 and welcome back to another trek through the dungeon. Today I will be bringing you something rather droll and routine, I guess, called Whizbang, and we'll see how Whizbang goes. Uh, let's not go droll and routine. Let's go stupid and hope that I manage to make it work. We're gonna go with an octopod. Octopods are incredibly hard to get going. Uh, frequent of several vulnerabilities, especially early game. And as you can see, I nearly died to a kobold already. I've been in a slump, as you know, so all the more reason not to attempt a challenge just yet. So, yeah, this is a very ill-advised idea. Let's have some fun. Honestly, part of the reason, though, is that octopods are fun, for me. There's a all-or-nothingness to their getting multiple rings that's satisfying. Not having to care about picking up items is kinda nice, too. As in, I don't really care what armors I find, or whether I don't find good armor or I do. It's irrelevant. Well, it's kind of. I guess it's more a matter of what you're in the mood for. Would be a better way to put it. Because when I play like Minotaurs, one of the most satisfying things about them is I can use every item slot. You know. So yeah, whatever. Um, I don't really have a plan for how I want this run to go either. So we'll wing it, as it were. Pull you upstairs, actually. You all can die. Again, I'm being a little careless, but not super. I mean, I could be more cautious by auto-traveling instead of intentionally staying near stairs and only exploring the unknown one pixel at a time. Um, I'm exposing myself to ever so slightly more risk than I have to. But 9 out of 10 odds it won't matter, and I'm almost dead, so fuck, maybe I don't make the odds. Alright, we now have the core spells online. Well, no, we don't have them online. We have them memorized, just not online. As in, I can't cast Mephitic Cloud reliably yet. Even a little bit. Let's pull back to, there we go, a safe distance where I won't likely be accosted by both of the dogs at once. I'm gonna starve in the middle of combat at this rate. Alright, I can't wait any longer to eat a bread ration. You'll notice I've focused entirely on just one skill. All of my damage is coming through conjurations. My castability of Magic Dart is probably going to be what I lean on until early lair at least. So definitely feel like that's what I have to focus on right now. Pick up the corpse and run. Drop the corpse here and butcher it, using the natural stealth of the octopus to potentially cull the herd. Ooh, awesome. Take a dagger over... Oh, beautiful. It's a venom dagger. That's excellent. The reason I prefer the dagger is I don't expect to deal significant damage via my weapon to most things, but daggers have good stabbiness, and I use Mephitic Cloud early on, so potentially getting off untrained stabs on Mephitic enemies could be useful. It's a lot of if, admittedly, but we'll see. Gives me an excuse to train stealth a little bit, I guess. That's something. Alright, floor clear. Next floor. We should have enough for Conjured Flame at this point. Yep. Alright, now I have all the core spells memorized for this build. Where are we at castability-wise? Magic Dart is mastered and getting better. Let's also now turn on a Trickle into Air to begin work on Mephitic Cloud. Actually, fuck Air. Go Poison. I have aptitudes for it, so it will train more easily. And it's equivalent, honestly, assuming I don't plan to use any more air and or poison spells. And I do. I mean, I would end up using Poison Arrow long term, and Stink if I found it. It would be an absolutely fun inclusion, so there are definitely spells in that school that I would value, should the opportunity arise. Poke, back off. Okay, there we go. No corpses. Confuse cloud and wait. Confuse cloud too deep. Got them all. Yay, chunkies. Oh, sweetness, a ring. This is still well before the point of the game where I make any more use of a ring than any other class would. Shit. Back off, confuse, and run. Or as I like to think of it, ink cloud. I confused myself. I mutated myself. Bad mutation, actually, with berserkeritis. You're still confused. Let's try another brilliance. That's not helpful right now. You're still confused. Let's make sure it stays that way. And then you're dead. Now I can just run away. Run the fuck away, o'clock. Chunks, of course, have been lost. That's fine. There is something very painful nearby, just based on the amount of damage these guys can deal in a short period of time. Technically speaking, losing temper in combat probably applies to me meleeing enemies, I guess. So maybe not the worst thing in the world, because if I'm meleeing, then maybe no. No matter how I try to sell this, it sounds like a bad idea. Because I don't have the melee capability to take advantage of the berserk, and I have the suffering of being suddenly starving and therefore unable to cast spells, as well as suddenly slowed and therefore locked into whatever bad situation I got into in the first place. So I really do need to get rid of that mutation at some point, sooner better than later. I'm going to test to see if weight limits have been removed in this version of the game by picking up a lot of stuff real quick. Nope, they have not been removed. That's unfortunate. I thought they had. Oh well. That changes things. Then strength of 6 is inadequate, and I will need to increase that number at some point. Though, admittedly, since I'm playing an octopus and therefore don't have to carry even the armor set that I'm wearing, seeing as to how I don't get to wear armor, I should have at least a little bit of spare weightage. Alright. That's 3 spells I didn't want to learn, scrolls I didn't want to burn yet. There we go. ID the ring. It's a safe ring of invisibility. Really, I shouldn't equip it because I'm never going to try to evoke it at a 70% failure, and it might get cursed on if I equip it, which is such a minor negative, but, you know, there's no positive, so, eh. Next floor, flowing sand, and oh, fuck me, there's a undeleted ghost of a berserker. And not just any berserker, last game's berserker. Alright, well, looks like I'm not going to get lucky and find a scroll of magic mapping like I'd hoped. So let's settle for... oh crap, there's something invisible there? And whatever is invisible doesn't really care for... I mean, it didn't get mephitic repeatedly. I hope I don't pull it up with me, but I probably will. Yep, I did. It's mephitic again. Got it. Run. Just run. That's a dead end. This is a very bad hiding spot right here. Let's see if we can kill this thing. Confused. You're poisoned. You and I are confused, and I'm running away. No, I'm killing you. Ah, shit. He's gone invisible. Run in a straight line. Hopefully I broke enough line of sight that he can't catch me. Going back. That one stack of poison I put on him helped a lot. It meant that my extra health regen was paired off with his failure to regen health. And that was enough for me to take the kill when I came back. Stop poking me. Okay, there we go. I'm not even going to bother with the... I mean, I know I'm not going to find it in time because I got roped into those two fights, and that's fine. Let's just focus on what we can actually do here. I'm going to put a few points into fighting just to get a little bit... Well, no. I get a natural increase of health pretty well, so I'm going to actually put a few points into dodging so that I can avoid damage that way. And it is, as unfortunate as it is that I didn't get to the tomb on this floor. Wait, shit, it's not closed yet? Maybe it's actually nearby. Crap. Or maybe me thinking it's nearby and trying to find it will get me killed by overextending. No, better to give up on it and not die. Granted, they're not mutually exclusive, but be goal-directed here. Ah, shit. There we go. Okay, it's literally just spamming this message, so it can't be that far. Boom! Did I take chunks with me? Okay, excellent. We're just gonna magic dart and regen and then repeat. I think that should have been enough to lure the mummy. There's no point using Mephitic Cloud on undead. Further, Mephitic Cloud is noisy, and in a quiet place like this, the echoes will bring the entire chamber on me. Better to kill them in segments so that I can keep regenerating my mana. I am stealthy enough that I'm not alerting the tomb to my presence. And of course, by the time the hunger regenerates, or sorry, the food regenerates, by the time my need for hunger goes up, my chunks have rotted. And by the time I'm through the chamber, well, money. That was a bunch of free EXP. So, you know, you'll never hear me saying no to free EXP. Kill the sky beast and run. Something just went invisible. We have a ration. Yeah, do a ration. You're the guy who just went invisible. Let's just get out of here. Shit. How much pain can you suffer? Target that explosion and fire. Okay. Using the fact that, crap. That it actually has to find me. Let's just not take any chances on fighting that ghost yet. It's immune to my #1 defense spell, which is Mephitic, and that is very painful. Let's do one of these. Forcing the zombie into the fire. Zombies are dumb enough that they will intentionally walk into fire. Or living creatures generally are not that dumb. So in that situation, I set it up so that when the living creature tried to walk into the safe tile, the undead creature would walk into the remaining unsafe tile to reach me. Okay, let's back off. I'm just trying to lure the mage. Gotcha. Go. Boom, gotcha. Let's... No, I don't need to remove curse yet. That's almost certainly a remove curse scroll. That's used but not ID'd. Unless it's like a curse armor or something, I guess. I mean, those are pretty common early on, too. And definitely want to put a few points into dodging right now, since dodge skill is going to be a nice adjunct to my HP to keep me alive. Auto pickup has been off this whole time. That explains a lot, actually. Turn it back on. Fuck, it's decimate. Yeah, we're just gonna dive. Because ghosts can't follow me in, and very few things are scary to me right now as a axe-wielding berserker who cannot be mephiticed. When the only tool I have at my disposal... Axe-wielding armored berserker cannot be mephiticed. When the only tool I have at my disposal is magic dart. Yeah, that fight doesn't end well in melee. I'm sure I can kill Decimate with, like, tricks and stuff, but I'm equally sure that I want to make sure I don't want to try that fight until I'm confident I have the upper hand. I don't get any credit for being gutsy in this situation. Alright, here we go. Now we get potential. Book of Air adds swiftness, which is fantastic value added, all for the low price of... Damn it. For the low price of 350, which is actually affordable. Wizardry opens me up to Fireball, which is fantastic. None of these are relevant to me. Repel Missiles is nice, but I think I already have Repel Missiles, honestly. And I can't afford anything else. I think at this stage... Oh, enchantments. Yeah, no, we're fine. I think at this stage of the game, it's actually probably worth it just to take the sure thing and memorize Swiftness right now. Because that could potentially be life-saving down the road. And I believe that's a charm spell of air, right? Yes. Perfect. So now we're going to train air magic a little bit, and that should help with Mephitic Cloud. Or sorry, yeah, Mephitic Cloud. And get me the rest of the way there. Let's see if you're dumb enough to walk into a fire. You are dumb. In the case of a Goliath beetle, it's not so much dumb as it is he is so slow moving that if he doesn't step, he can't afford to be as bold in picking the right path to reach me. And he's a Goliath beetle, so he has at least enough HP to tank the first shot. So if he expects to walk right through it, it's perfectly reasonable for him. That's where I have to step forward and make sure that he finds himself stuck inside the fire with no way out of it. Ah, crap, he escaped. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. There we go, got him. -5 to hit is very painful. And no chunks, so again, another ration. I really am going through those. Chura-lura-lura, chura-lura-lie, hush my little Lura, darling, don't you cry. Chura-lura-lura, chura-lura-lie. You, on the other hand, are fuck. He's definitely smart enough not to step into a conjured flame, The question is, am I unlucky enough to not be able to cast Conjured Flame? We're just going to teleport. And if I recall correctly, this is the stair that I escaped down. So there's probably a ghost waiting for me on the other side. So we're going to do one of these, and one of these, and one of these. And extend my regeneration window. Okay. Now I'm willing to fight you. Monstrosity. You didn't open the door, huh? You probably got confused right after I closed it. And then forgot where I was because I am so stealthy. Oh, I see. I'm stealthy enough that he didn't even notice that I closed the door. That's why he quote-unquote forgot. Back away, back away. Drop fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we back off because we are nervous. Fuck it. There we go. Test all the potions. What's the worst that could happen? I waste important potions, but, you know, whatever. Heal wounds, poison, might. Okay, there we go. Now we should be all figured out. You know, because now that I've already been mutated, and I'm willing to be unmutated, it doesn't matter what potion I use. Anyone bold enough to walk in through a fire pit? That's what I thought. Close the door on Ijib and run away. Crap. Double crap. Triple crap. No matter which way I blink there, I'm happy. Leave me the fuck alone, people. Alright, that should be good. Now that I have some mana. Huh, they actually took damage. I think Ijib may have died, actually. That's cute. 1, 2, 3. Drop a fire. He steps in. I extend it. He has to keep trying to get through the gauntlet. And then he dies. Alright, problem is spellcasting is costing me a mint food-wise, so we're gonna actually train spellcasting now. Just to fix that problem. That will also help with my spellcasting accuracy, or my spell reliability a little bit more, which is worth it, and give me a bigger mana pool, which is the best feature there. But it's just, I am going through rations awfully quickly. So, you know, gotta do something about it now. And while granted, much of that is due to the fact that I've been unlucky with getting corpses at the time I don't need them, that doesn't change the fact that I need them, don't have them. Let's try out the staff. Staff of Cold. Pretty sure that that's going to weaken my ability to cast, whatchamacallit, that fire zone thing that I use so much of. So let's not use it. Lots of potions that are ID'd already. Potion of Porridge, which is not, and Magic, which is not. Potion of Magic could very well save my life. Potion of Experience, I obviously want to drink it, but don't have the money. If I have spare money, I'll come back for it, basically. Might even, now that I'm a Sifmuna worshipper, I don't really feel like buying books is ever going to be a good idea again. Getting the spell swiftness online early had its own benefits. But speaking of which, let's continue to train swiftness. I recognize that we're sidetracking right now into making the Faded Cloud hungerless, but still. Truthfully, taking the time and energy to make Mephitic Cloud hungerless is in and of itself a waste of time, as evinced by shops like that one we just saw. Oh shit! Run from the centaur. Just run from the centaur. The shop we just saw, which was filled to the brim with food items. I generally will have more food than I need throughout a game, but especially by the end game. Further, the spells I'm going to end up leaning on, there's no way in hell that I'll ever be able to make them hungerless long term. We have a lot of un-ID'd items, and we have them remove curse in case they're bad, so let's put them all on. Cursed, plus strength, opal. Okay, remove curse, remove the cursed ring, just, on principle. I'll also attempt to blink to make sure that it's not stasis. That succeeded. Okay, keep running. I'm pretty sure stasis is actually on an amulet, now that I think about it. Yeah, the negative ring effect is usually cursed ring of teleportation, which odds or even is what that ring was, which I can also test pretty easily. Let's butcher me some folk. Let's put on the previously cursed ring and get out of here. Alrighty. If it's the ring of... Okay, it's not. It's the ring of hunger. And waiting it out that long was enough to actually reveal that it was the ring of hunger. Perfect. Ring of hunger really has no practical value to me. Shit. Break line of sight before you die to a priest, please. There you go. Heals, fury, nom-noms. We're good. We can totally attack Joseph here. He stacks some poison. Make sure that he stays mephitic. Stack some poison. Make sure that he stays mephitic. Stack some poison. Make sure that he stays mephitic. Got him. 6, 4, and 1. Now these spells are all pretty reliable. We can turn off air magic and just focus on spellcasting. It's an uncursed quarterstaff for sure, so let's try it out. Protection. I will take an AC buff over a useful weapon any day. And I can always, switch in combat if I have to. What am I doing for foodstuffs? I have rations plenty, so there's no need to buy food yet to carry more. Point that's worth making is that at this stage, thanks to the known availability of not 1 but 2 food stores, there is literally no value in training hungerlessness this early on. But I still want to get hungerless mephitic cloud. Or at least low hunger mephitic cloud, just because of how frequently I use those abilities. We're gonna mass confuse this area. Leave a berserker alive, but not a berserk mage is probably the smart move. And we're just gonna make for the hills. What? Oh, right, there was more than 1 decimate. He's standing in a fire, he'll die. Boom, let's get out of here. Reminding me of which, there was a floor I didn't full clear, right? I think there was. Yep, this one. Because I was afraid of a ghost, which I am no longer afraid of, at least not that particular ghost. I love that its reaction to being confused is to turn invisible. Got him. Let's not run down that giant narrow corridor. Let's let him come to me. There are some things I believe only God should give you. Like having erections? That should be on. I've got to say, the AC buff is all... Maybe I'm imagining it, but I already feel like I'm getting a little bit less damaged as a result. Alright, that floor is cleared. The ghost is still alive, but I don't care enough to go hunting for him. If he was weak enough to die that early on, he can't be that high in EXP. Oh, beautiful. She landed in the fire. Crap, she is not confused. Now she is. It's going to be very hard to land her in a fire in an open area like this, but not as hard to punch her. She's down. Let's try out her sword and see what we got here. Nothing. Just an uncursed short sword, presumably with reasonable aptitudes. You'll notice that for a wizard, I'm doing a lot of meleeing. For those of you who haven't seen a wizard run by, at least by me in a long time, this is a very typical notion for this stage of the game. Your mana surge, your mana stock is not, bottomless by any means. And do I have a remove curse in case this is really bad news bears? I do not, but I do have an identify. So let's ID the rings. I'll put that on for sure. And I'm being cautious because I don't want to pick up a random teleport ring without the ability to remove it immediately or near immediately. We're gonna drop a fire because I predict a bear is right around the corner, and then confuse everything. Yep, the bear came in and died. The imp came in and was invincible. The double fire is enough to save me from the spear wielder. And Minotaur got shot, so booyah. Sweet, no drain. Ah, yes, Staff of Conjuration. This takes the cake. Apart from the fact that I believe it adds my Conjuration skill, or a bonus component of damage based on my Conjuration skill, which I now will go back to training because if you see, I have Hungerless spells. It also is going to boost my ability to cast Conjuration, period. By which I don't mean my ability to cast, but rather the amount of damage that I do when I cast, or amount of power I cast Conjurations with. Come on, guys. There's so many of you in such a tight cluster. Surely some of you will die. How's my mana doing? I'm doing okay, but I should be able to channel some energy back here just to fix my mana base a little further. Surely at least one of them left a corpse. Yep. Confuse the commander so that I have a chance to eat. Good. And good. Now we will stomp him. Oh yeah. You can really feel the power behind this thing. In fact, I'll take a look. You hit the Null Sergeant. No, it doesn't mention any extra damage. That does not mean, of course, that the damage isn't being dealt. I mean, maybe it's just not mentioned in a message. I know for a fact that that kind of damage at least used to happen for... Ah, right, I'm fucking cursed. I mean, mutated, I forgot. Yeah, I know for a fact that that kind of damage used to happen for elemental staves. And I've just assumed it applies to Conjurations. Though it's possible that Conjuration Staff is just an enhancer with no melee bonus. Regardless, I am thumping things pretty hard. And the reason I hybridize like this, even when you'll notice I have 0 fighting training and 0 weapon training. But the reason that these characters of mine are so avidly hybridizing... Let's go ahead and drop my hat before I go in so I don't get... Okay, well that was very painful, so let's step back out of range and let's try it again. Is because at this stage of the game I don't have enough mana to sustain massive damage spells at all times. 1. 2, even if I did, why bother using them if I can get away without it? I hope the lair wasn't there. Okay, it wasn't. So what is that? Well, maybe it was. What is that protecting? A scroll that I can't reach, a red hatch that could be useful, and just knowledge of what's in this unknown area, which could be the lair. I don't think it is. Generally speaking, the lair is not going to be guarded by Ocklobs. Generally speaking, Ocklobs aren't going to be in the way of really important things, but... Oh, thank you, dear Lord, for this bounty of the experience we are about to receive. An ogre party in close enough range that they will hit each other with clubs and themselves with clubs, as well as being easily remephitic as needed. If any of them manage to get past the gauntlet that I'm going to be setting up of mephitics, or sorry, if any of them manage to get out of the confusion storm, there should be fire guarding me. Yeah, that was beautiful. Another ring. Apparently I have 2 opal rings now. and I'm really curious what they do. So that's definitely my next ID scroll. Wow, we just destroyed that ogre mob. Speaking of which, crap, that was not at all the intended usage there. I could die here if I'm not very careful. I'm still confused. Cure out of confusion. We don't have time for death here. I'm willing to risk the reconfuse in order to get off a Mephitic. Fire to block the way. So what happened there is I tried to Mephitic ahead of me, but I typoed and Mephitic'd on top of me, dealing, confusing the 0 ogres and totally confusing myself. Not, as you can see, that it mattered, but only because I survived. If I had died there, I would have been very upset. Would have been my fault, wouldn't have made me any less upset. Yeah, ogres at this stage. Wow, this is like an ogre mini vault or something. There's just nothing but ogres in it. And there's a mage. Okay. Presumably... Shit. I'm pretty liberal with the self-Mephitics, because Mephitic Cloud doesn't last for several turns. It only lasts for a few. So I usually get out of it. My decision-making process is almost always better than my opponent's. Oh, fuck! Come into vision range and got abyssed at level almost 11. I'm probably dead. First thing I'm doing is to eat 2 rations, because I'm not going to have the time, probably, when shit gets worse. Deeper into the abyss. That's not helpful. Wait, maybe this is before New Abyss. If this is before New Abyss, I might be okay. This is not before New Abyss? It still might be. I'm taking a crap ton of damage. And I got blinked. Let's hide and regen. I do have health regen. That is going to help a lot. That could fill the... Why am I not using swiftness? Explore more faster, and I got blinked again. Okay then. Nope, this is New Abyss. Fuck. I can't kill anything, because I'm literally... I got blinked again. Okay. I can't kill anything, because I only have Mephitic Dart, or Mephitic Cloud and Magic Dart to work with in terms of abilities. And I trust the reason that I ate the 2 rations is clear. I don't want to have to stop to eat at any point during my time here. And those 2 or 3 turns of freedom may well be the only turns of freedom I get. Shit! Fail blink is fail, fail blink is fail, fail blink is fail, and I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. I'm just constricted and under attack. Now I'm dead. I call bullshit. I just call total bullshit on this, because I had the Ogre Mage Mephitic'd. I backed away, and I guess I could have Mephitic'd around the corner, but that would have just meant that I didn't see the fact that I couldn't reach him. Yeah, that's kind of frustrating. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I will see you guys next time.